Clint, before we go, I have a question. All these years, have you managed to add lots of foods to your everyday life, or you're still on the same short listed amounts of foods
Yeah,
choices that we can have?
yeah. Thanks for asking. I now eat a ton of different foods compared to the sort of early stages of the Paddison program. In fact, I had someone on Instagram ask me to continue to post more foods of what we eat because they look so different to the ones that are in the early stages. So, in our early stages of our plan, of course, we like to keep to the really, really nutrient dense whole foods, low fat. And then as time goes on, at least in my case, and for people who've been at this for a very long time, you make these discoveries sometimes by accident that, you can actually eat this other food that you've been scared of for years and find that not only does it not have any negative effects, but you feel more satiated. You feel, I guess, more normal, for want of a better word, that you can snack between meals and enjoy a whole bunch of different things. So depending on where you're at, there might be a discovery just around the corner. So just to give you an idea of what we eat, we have around 7 or 8 different evening meals that we'll rotate through. And I'll just
Okay.
go through my short-term memory. So for lunch, I just had before now some black beans and rice, very simple, with orange juice on the side and baby spinach. So that one's real simple. It's about as simple as I eat these days. We'll do another one. We'll do 2 others that are as simple as that in the same sort of category. We'll do just brown lentils that Melissa will cook with some onions and garlic, and we put some salt on those, and I put some hot sauce on that, and then also a different lentil dish, which is a yellow dal, actually a mung dal. We do yellow dal, mung dal, and that is absolutely delicious. So it's a creamy consistency mung dal, and that one's listed in our Paddison
Yeah.
program recipe book, and we love that, and the kids really like that too. So black beans and rice are very simple with tomatoes. I forget we put tomatoes on there and some hot sauce. The lentils, garlic and stuff with beans, with rice, and then the yellow dal, okay, and the mung dal. So there's sort of our lentils, beans, legumesy, and rice kind of meals. Then she'll do a pasta for Jewel. It's got potatoes. It's got small pasta in there, so it's got like circular rings of pasta like that kids
Yeah.
eat. So we got the carbohydrates in the dish, or the pasta and the potatoes. And then there's onion. It's a tomato flavor. It's a soup with carbohydrates like potatoes and pasta in it. Okay. So, and we love that. And sometimes have some bread with that, like some sourdough bread with that. So that's another meal. The other night, we've started doing pizzas again, and we haven't been able to do them in Australia because we haven't had the right pizza bases. But here in the States, there's a brand called Engine 2, which is Rip Esselstyn, part of the, Esselstyn famous family. And his company makes these, and they're exclusive to Whole Foods. And so they're just absolutely delicious bases. And we copped some criticism on Instagram from some people thinking that we were promoting gluten. We don't promote gluten. If you can eat gluten and you want to eat it and you have no reactions to gluten, I don't see in the scientific literature a terrifying outcome of eating gluten. If you're celiac, obviously,
Yeah.
but if you're not, then look, show me the science that it's going to actually cause a problem. I read a book called Eat Wheat. John Douillard wrote the book Eat Wheat. All the science behind the improvements that can occur to your microbiome by adding a little bit of a challenging protein to your diet, which is gluten. It's like your immune system develops a bit more strength. Your digestive system also builds a bit more strength. But again, it's like one of these. This is an advanced meal. It's not something that is in the early stage of our
Yeah.
program. So on that pizza, the pizza base from Engine 2, I then have there's an Engine 2 pasta sauce that Melissa spreads over it, which is completely oil free. And then on top of that, just a whole bunch of different vegetables, including olives, which are high in fat, but no problem. Some artichokes, onion, garlic. I mean, it is just delicious. So that's been a new addition to our family evening meals. She makes a coconut curry. Okay, so no, the coconut milk in that is not, again, part of our first couple of years of our program, but the coconut milk in there contains no added oil, so it's just coconut or coconut milk. And I checked the ingredients that it has no oil in it, and she doesn't use a lot of it, but it's in the recipe. And in that, it's kind of a cauliflowery heavy, kind of vegetably heavy that you then put on top of rice. So you're having a coconut sort of flavored, almost like a Thai meal kind of flavor that we have from time to time. Let's see. Oh, just classic spaghetti. So we'll use the Engine 2 pasta sauce and regular pasta. I like the big spaghetti, long things, the long style spaghetti, but sometimes we'll have the spiral type spaghetti, or pasta. And so we're just doing pasta with a whole bunch of pasta sauce on top. And Melissa puts a little bit, I think, of cilantro just on top of that. But I don't have any, Parmesan cheese or anything, but I find that it's just delicious as it is. We have an air fryer where we do air fried potatoes. So I'll have potatoes on the side with any one of those meals, depending on just how I feel about, the meal. If I'm it's black beans and rice or whatever, and I just think, I had that for lunch as well today because it was left over or something. If then I'll have some potatoes as well, and it makes it, just taste better because I love potatoes. I have oatmeal for breakfast with a glass of orange juice. The lunch times, sometimes I'll eat out at Mexican restaurants here. There's a place called Tijuana Flats, which is a fast food chain here in Florida, and I'll eat at that quite a lot. In fact, sometimes I've eaten there several days in a row. And then, of course, we ate out at an Indian restaurant the other night, and I had their taka dal with rice, with the naan bread, with no ghee, no oil, and a little. They do this interesting little salad thing where it's onions and tomato that are all chopped up into really small pieces, and it's pretty strong taste. But I like that as well. So there's my answer. You asked the question, and I think there's my full answer of all the things that we eat. So you can see, and I snack on nuts frequently in between meals. I eat all the fruits. So there's a lot of different foods there. I encourage and want people to create that kind of diversity, and then we shouldn't be deliberately trying to stay restrictive if we don't have to, because diversity of the microbiome comes from diversity of the plants that we eat. So we want a greater diversity, and best way to go about it is just to eat different things. So it's this balance between keeping the inflammation as low as possible, as long as possible, whilst also always dipping our toe in the water and looking for what else might we be able to eat that we can enjoy and it's convenient and we can have frequently, that can also help us to add some more diversity. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Clint.
Yeah, thank you.